Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my favorites for the month of January. I have definitely found some products this month that I absolutely love and I have to share them with you. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this right here. This is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip. It's in the shade Trap. This is one of the shades that has been on my list for a while. I've wanted this shade for quite a while and I recently purchased the For Fox Sake lip collection because it was on sale. It was originally $30 and I got it for $20. So there was a bunch of shades in there that I wanted to try. So I went ahead and picked it up and this is my favorite one. This is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. It looks a little bit darker on my lips than it does in the tube. I have swatches of this and the whole For Fox Sake lip collection on my Instagram. So if you are interested in the other shades in that kit, go ahead and check there. These ultra matte lips are only $6. They can be a bit drying. If a dry liquid lip really bothers you, then I would make sure to just moisturize your lips really well beforehand. But if you do moisturize really well, then they might transfer. If you start off with like a dry base on your lips, these probably will not transfer. That's one of the main reasons why I love these. I hate lipsticks that transfer. Moving right along, I want to talk about what's on my eyes right now. These are the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art Lid, Line, and Lash. This one right here is in the shade Fuchsia Flash. Midnight Glitz, it's a beautiful navy blue. And the one I'm wearing on my eyes right now is the shade Topaz Twinkle. These are hard to explain. So this side here is my favorite. This is basically like a cream eyeshadow, but it dries down completely matte. It completely dries. And then on this side obviously is the glitter. So I'm wearing this cream side on my lid right here and then I use the glitter side to cut my crease. I am not a huge fan of the glitter side. I can work with it, I can make it work. It's just that I prefer the cream side. I love these mostly because there's so many different things that you can do with these. You can get so many different looks. I personally like to use them for cut crease looks. You can blend these out. They just sort of shear out and can get a little bit patchy when you blend them. That's why I like to use them as cut creases. And these are so beginner friendly when it comes to cut creases. I did a video using this Fuchsia Flash shade. It was like a cut crease. I didn't use the glitter side at all, but I showed you how I cut my crease with this. The best way I can describe these are liquid lipsticks for your eyes. These literally dry. Like I can tap my eye, touch my eye, and nothing. So with that being said, these last all day long. And also with that being said, the fact that these dry so much makes them a hair uncomfortable, especially the longer you wear them. You feel them on your eyes. It's not like regular powder eyeshadow where you can't feel it on your eyes. You can feel these on your eyes, especially if you put it in your crease. You can feel it every time you open your eye. But when something lasts for hours, literally hours, I don't mind that I can feel it. I did a video reviewing the Revlon Color Stay Foundation and I did a wear test in that video, and in that video I'm wearing this one right here. And so in that video you can see how this lasts throughout the whole day. I wore it for like a solid 8 hours. So the next thing I want to talk about, I have been talking about on my Instagram a lot recently, and it is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. I have mine in the shade Light. This is too dark for me, but they have a lighter shade. This is the second lightest shade in the range. There's 5 shades, not a lot, but this almost works for me. So since they have an even lighter shade, that makes me so happy and I will be picking it up. When my mom came to visit for Christmas, she had this with her, and I did this. I swatched it on my finger and then I like literally gasped and I showed it to her and she was like, is that good? I swatched a different powder that didn't have as much pigmentation. With that being said, the other powder that I swatched it next to is not a powder foundation. It's not meant for coverage necessarily. This covers. I used this to set my foundation today. I will say that this powder foundation works really well to set my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, but I've tried to set other foundations with this and it can look a little bit cakey. I also would not recommend setting your under eyes with this because it can make your under eyes look a little bit crepey and dry. I like to use this to set my L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation. That's my favorite way to use this. It adds more coverage, but it doesn't look cakey. And if it looks a little bit powdery, if you go a little bit too ham and it looks a little bit cakey, it gets taken away with setting spray. If you set your face with some setting spray, that powdery look is gone. I also feel that this is the perfect touch-up powder because it comes with a mirror and it comes with a little brush on the underside, so you can just throw this in your purse and use it to touch up. All right, so next I want to talk about what's on my nails. I just sounded like such a YouTuber. This is the Wet n Wild One Step Wonder Gel Nail Polish. I have the shade Stay Classy. This lasted forever on my nails. It's still going strong. I have one little chip on my pointer finger and one little chip on this middle finger. This polish has been on my nails for 6 days. That is unheard unheard of for me. I have really thin, sort of weak nails, so nail polish chips on me like that. If I paint my nails on Monday, they'll be fine on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I will have a chip on probably one of my pointer fingers. Without a doubt, every time. I didn't know that a nail polish that could last longer than that existed. It goes with trap really nicely, don't you think? I first heard about these because Kathleen Lights was raving about them, and I don't know what made me not want to try it. I think I didn't want to try them because I love my Sally Hansen Insta-Dry nail polishes, and I love those because of the brush. They have a thicker brush, and I didn't want to try any other nail polish that had a skinny brush. I don't like skinny brushes, they drive me nuts. And so I didn't know that this had a thick brush, so I was hesitant to try this, but I saw this shade and I fell in love with it, so I decided to give it a try, and I'm so glad I did. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that this has a thick brush also. And I believe that these are only like $4.99, so they're pretty inexpensive, and we're going on 7 days strong. And so I thought I would just mention what base coat and top coat I use with it. I use the Sally Hansen Ultimate Shield base and top coat. Okay, so just a few more things. I have to talk about this. This is Ralph Lauren Tender Romance. Cam got me this for Christmas. I had never really owned a perfume before. When I was growing up in high school, I would just wear my mom's perfume, like steal my mom's perfume. And I was always kind of like a body spray kind of girl, you know, I would just use fragrance mists. And Cam knew I really wanted a perfume for Christmas, so I gave him a huge list of all the different perfumes that I loved the smell of, and he did not get me a single one. He said he went to the store and smelled them all, and he just preferred this one. So thank goodness I'm not too hard to please when it comes to scents, because I had never even smelled this when he gifted this to me, and I love it. But Cam gave this to me on Christmas Day, and then if you saw one of my recent videos, I mentioned that my parents actually surprised me on Christmas Day. They live like a million miles away from me, and so they showed up on my doorstep on Christmas, and so I showed my dad this perfume, and I was like, yeah, smell it. It smells so good, right? This is what Cam got me for Christmas. And he was like, oh yeah, that's, you know, you wear that all the time. And I was like, I literally just got this today. I've never even smelled it before. And he goes, oh, well, it's you. So I guess it just goes to show you how well my husband knows me. All right, let's talk about skincare. This next item, I have been using this for years, and I've never talked about it on my channel, I don't think. I don't really talk about skincare on my channel that often, but I wanted to mention it. This is the Philosophy Purity Made Simple One-Step Facial Cleanser. Like I said, I've been using this since high school because my mom used it, so we had one of big jug like this in the shower, and that's what I used to wash my face in high school, and I love it. I get these big jugs on QVC. This is pretty pricey, but it takes me like a year to go through this. It takes me forever to go through one of these big jugs. This is basically, it's called a one-step facial cleanser, so you're supposed to use this to remove your makeup and clean your face. It says deep cleans pores and eliminates makeup buildup, hydrates as it melts away makeup, natural oil extracts help condition skin, fragrance-free formula, contains a unique blend of extracts for a unique fresh scent. I don't really love to use this to take off my makeup. I go in with a makeup wipe first and get the majority of it off, and then I use a cognac sponge with this. And the reason why I wanted to mention it today specifically is because I forgot to use this the other night. Not last night, but the night before. I went to go do my skincare routine before I went to bed, and usually I use a makeup wipe and then use this and then go in with my toner, my eye cream, and my moisturizer, and then I'm done. And when I was laying in bed that night, I was thinking, I don't really remember washing my face. I totally skipped this one step. I took off my makeup with a makeup wipe and then went right in with my toner. I woke up the next morning with 5 new pimples. On this side of my face, you can totally see. And I have one on my forehead. I don't get pimples on my forehead. All my pimples stay south of my forehead, and this giant arse zit on my forehead hurts. And that cannot be a coincidence that I decided to break out the next morning after I forgot to use this once. I told that little story to my best friend this morning at the gym, and she was like, well, at least you know your face wash works. No kidding. Okay, almost done. I have a couple of sort of like fashion pieces to talk about. The first one is, I have fallen into the Lula hype. I bought a pair from my local Facebook resale page sort of thing. A girl in my community was selling a pair and I wanted to try them, so I bought them and I fell in love. And then later she was selling 2 more pair and I bought those as well. These are my favorite pair that I own. These are the least busy that I own. They're a picture like a forest green color, but a little bit more teal. That's what color this is. I can't get enough of these. If you've never touched a pair of LuLaRoe leggings, just go touch a pair. Because when I bought that first pair from her and as I was walking away, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so soft. I do make sure to take care of them properly. You're supposed to wash them inside out on a gentle cycle in cold water and then hang them to dry. So that is what I do because I want them to stay soft for as long as possible. Another thing is I feel like these are pretty cheap. These are only 25 bucks. And I've been wearing Victoria's Secret leggings since leggings became a thing. And I have to throw them away after less than a year because they get holes ripped in the seams of them. And that hasn't happened yet with these. I haven't owned them for very long, but. And my very last favorite is actually a pair of boots. These babies right here. Aren't they so cute? I found them on clearance. These are by the brand Mia Shoes. I love these. I can't get enough of the fringe. The color is beautiful. I like that it has a heel on it. It's not too tall of a heel and it's also pretty chunky, which makes it a little bit more casual and easier to walk in. I have been looking for every excuse to wear these boots. I will wear them out to dinner. I will wear them to the grocery store. I will wear them to the gas station. I love them so, so, so much. And they were pretty inexpensive. I think that these are maybe 40 bucks. I wanna get them in black too. They have them in black. So pretty. All right, so I guess that is all I have to talk about today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine. And I will see you next time. You see? Oh. This is Velocity Purity. Velocity? That's not a word. Oh. Let's go pee.